This is Global Missing Persons Alert, Interpol Yellow Notice Number 21-22733. This is November 17th, 2024, 7:06 p.m. And I'm going to try again to see if I can get sex trafficking Stuart Zukrow on the phone.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, I think.
Oh, you think?
Well, you never know. I might have the rutabagas or the kohlrabies.
What is that? Another one of America's biowarfare engineered diseases?
No, it's something I made up. I think they're vegetables.
Oh, well, you know what? You can probably go to one of their stupid fucking CIA contracted doctors, and he can tell you if you're all right or not. That's usually what Americans do, because they're usually not able to determine for themselves whether they're okay or not. So they go to the dumb CIA contracted white coat Nazi with 7 to 10 hours of nutrition. You know, the God that the people of America serve and worship. Did you think about that? You could always do that.
Is that why you called?
How would that be why I called when I didn't know that you were gonna not know if you're alright or not?
Well, I was trying to figure that out.
You're the one that said you don't know if you're alright or not. I always know if I'm alright or not. And I don't need a Nazi white coat who doesn't even know me to tell me that, who only has 7 to 10 hours of nutrition with a brainwashed, limited intellect that's been cult programmed. So, I don't know. You people are the ones who don't never know if you're okay or not. I didn't say it.
Oh, okay.
So, what were you saying about this, about that Christmas stocking?
I gave it to Kenneth.
Oh, because he has not mentioned it to me. I just thought that was strange that he didn't mention it, or just, usually people just, mention, something, but he didn't mention anything.
Yeah, you would think. I have no idea. I can't comment on that. You'd have to ask him.
Yeah, well,
I didn't know you were communicating with him.
Yeah, well, he's a friend of mine. He's a pretty good friend, and
okay.
Nobody's paying him to be my friend.
Okay.
Yeah. So, although paid friends are the best friends to have. Because no matter how paranoid they get over what they find out that they're not supposed to know, they have no choice. They have to be your friend anyways, because that's their job. They're getting paid to be your friend. Those are my favorite kind of friends. America's full of them.
Oh.
So, anything else going on?
No, I got COVID about a month ago.
Yeah, I know, because all of you people who get injected with the bioweapon, you're the only people who keep continuing to get it over and over and over again. I, myself, have never had it in my life. Neither has anybody in my family. We are not vaccinated with America's pharmaceutical engineered RNA, DNA, simian monkey rodent retroviruses. Like the rest of you are, who do get sick. But, like I said, the doctor is God in America. Doctor knows everything, right? Right? Real smart people.
So.
Real smart people here in the United States. Real smart people. So smart, they don't even know that they're actually isolated from the outside world, and they don't know nothing about nothing that really goes on in the world, and all their compound ignorance, arrogance, and narcissism that they think gives them the power to gaslight people. Have you rented the room out yet?
No.
Have you had any inquiries?
I've had a couple that weren't too promising.
Oh.
I really haven't been trying very hard. My brother's going to come and visit, so I figured I wanted to wait.
What about Abdul? Maybe
Abdullah moved to New Hampshire.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Would he get a good job there or something?
I don't know why he moved there. He says it's nice and quiet.
Good for him. So... But you put an ad up on Craigslist, right?
I don't have one there right now, I don't think.
Oh. Well, I would reword it if I were you. If you're trying to be discreet, I would not try to be discreet because it's very obvious, and anybody who reads it knows you're being discreet, and they know what that means. They know it means a room in exchange for sex. So I would change the wording.
Oh, okay.
Unless you renting it out for money this time.
I would consider it. I spent, all that money to get the roof done, so that hurt me financially. I still owe a bunch of money on that.
Well, I know back in December when I tried, when you said Abdul was moving out, my money wasn't any good. You said you couldn't rent the room out for money, that you specifically wanted a sexual arrangement. So, I thought that's...
Well, like I said, I haven't decided, and right now it's just vacant.
Oh. So, I take it you haven't heard from Victoria.
That's correct. And have you heard from her?
Briefly.
Okay.
We've been in contact briefly.
Because I do have a bunch of her stuff, and if I have to do something with it, my only choice would be to mail it to her, ship it to her parents, or throw it out.
Well, I mean, actually, you don't really have anything that she wants back. All it is a box of garbage that's left after she already said it was not worth coming back there for, and she wasn't coming for it. And what's left is literally just like garbage and junk that's been picked over after I had my picking,
Well, I get that. I know she had the ashes of a friend of hers who died, and that meant something to her. And she's got laptops and stuff, or a tablet or something, and she said she wanted those things.
Well, I don't know, that's not what I heard, but she told me she absolutely hates your guts, and she can't tolerate to be in that house, and nothing that was there was worth going back for.
Okay, well, that's fine. She's entitled to her opinion. It's not like she was surprised at what the arrangement was.
Well, and I did mention that to her, and she said that yes, but due to the circumstances at the time where, she was running from the situation she was running from, as the human trafficked victim, I had already informed you that she was, and she felt like her survival and her life were in threat. She said that it was worth it to her, but she said that she did not expect that when she got here it was going to include all the weird extra stuff that she said you told her repeatedly would be a deal breaker, and threatened her with homelessness, as you have threatened me, okay? That you threatened her with homelessness if she didn't do it. And that's what
she's welcome to her opinion. I don't remember saying any of those things. And I don't remember changing things after the day that she moved in. And as I told her and you from day one, there's a door. You're always welcome to leave. I'm not keeping you here.
And that's what she did. That's what she did. And but after she had tried for several weeks or months or however long it went on, that she was trying to stay away for 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 hours a day to avoid the situation. She came here extremely traumatized already. As the human trafficked victim, she came here as running from a human trafficking situation as a human trafficked victim. And in a murder investigation in the P. Diddy investigations that's going on with the rap industry and the entertainment industry right now, which I did, okay? I am the reason P. Diddy has been arrested and why Oprah, J-Lo, and all them are being arrested. I am the one that brought the rest of the world here and forced the Epstein investigation, which is part of it, to be opened up again. And I am the reason that people are being arrested. And the reason they originally weren't is because, for one, Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton control the entertainment industry, and for two, they are all FBI. Sean Diddy Combs, all of them are FBI. And it was in me, what I have been doing for the last 5 years, and me bringing the Hague, the International Criminal Court, the International Court of Justice, and 39 heads of states of foreign nations here against the United States of America. That is what has forced this to start happening. And Victoria is a witness to what was the occult, satanic occult blood sacrifice of Eve Mary Humiston. And I had told you all of this, but I don't think you believed it. So, as you could imagine, if you yourself was in that type of a circumstance and you were literally running from your home, from your family, and leaving everything you own behind except the clothes you were standing in, and going to a strange place where you know nobody, to a person's house that you have never actually met before, okay, just like she told me she had tried to explain to you that she was traumatized, and it was really, and anybody who doesn't even know her could look at her and tell she was not all right. She was not doing all right. And I have all those hostage videos that we did with her witness testimony on the Eve Marie Humiston videos that we did in that sunroom there, and everybody who has seen those videos, which is a lot of people, they can see the condition and the state that she was in, that she herself knew she was in, and that she had opened up and expressed to me. And so, she, with her survival and her safety on the line, here she is all the way up in Michigan, 11 hours away from home, where she doesn't know anybody but me and you and the few people that she met along the way, like Roman down the street from you, whoever she met at her job. I mean, she otherwise, where's she going to go? What is she going to do? Okay? And, that's where a little bit of, empathy and stuff comes in. Quite honestly, that's when you call law enforcement and you report the crimes that you do have knowledge and information of, and you let the expert whose job it is to investigate and decide what's true and what's not do their job. And failing to do so is an obstruction of justice and what is a very, very serious international and federal criminal investigation. And it is also a threat to international and national security, human life, and public safety. And there's a whole lot of Americans, including civilian Americans, who don't know the law or in their own narcissistic arrogance think because they're an American citizen and this is the United States of America that the law doesn't apply to them, and they're any day away from finding out. Oh yeah, it does. That's the reason why me and my family are the hostages here, because that's what America was trying to stop. But that has not been successful, and the arrests have started, and people are being arrested. And I survived a kidnapping, a Patriot Act kidnapping on the Detroit bus. It actually started in Macomb County last week at 12 Mile and Van Dyke. One of Peter Lucido's agents from the Warren PD, an undercover cop, was following me and stalking me for CIA Macomb County Corporate Counsel, United States Army Private Corporate Military Contracted KMG Prestige, okay, in which I had that whole entire office arrested. They were kidnapped, okay, by CIA Macomb County Corporate Counsel, and they were put in an isolated cell in DOD Task Force 1 to protect them from being arrested because of the information they have. Well, Interpol International arrested them anyways from the prison they were already in, and now they are in another part of the prison. And then the cop that did that was stalking me, and then he freaked out and I spoke to him. I didn't even realize who he was at the time. I had not noticed him, and it wasn't until after the fact when my intelligence detail told me. And all I did was speak, and he ran to his car. He freaked out. He threatened me with kidnapping and false police report. And then I got I went behind his car and I started videoing his license plate. And the fucking retard jumps right out of the car and exposes his face just for me to exploit that too. And then when I was at the transit, my friend, a contact of mine, who I went to see in Centerline, dropped me back off at the transit at 8 and Woodward. And when I was there waiting for the Livernois bus, they had undercover cops in place. They had Nation of Islam role players asking me, am I a Sunni Muslim, which I'm not. So they were, it's a whole fucking contracted role-playing shit show of street theater up at that transit, okay? And then when we got on the bus, the Livernois bus, after it went down 8 Mile and turned on Livernois and got right around 6 Mile, it stopped. And the whole time, 2 Detroit police cars had been following us. And those 2 Detroit police cars were sitting there outside the transit when my contact, Johnny, dropped me off. But I didn't think nothing of it because, the cops are always there. It's the transit, okay? They're supposed to be there. And then this Detroit cop, of course they had to go find the Muslim bitch with a headscarf on, right? So that I can't claim it's the religious persecution that it is. Okay, they put her on the bus. And one of the undercovers got off, and she got on, and the other undercover was still on there. And they rode all the way to Cortland, which is where I get off. And when I got off, she got off with me, the undercover cop got off, they got in the cop cars. Somebody was smart enough to make the right decision that night. And then they went about their way, and I came back home, and I was sitting on the front porch, and the Detroit cops were coming by, the white ones, okay, the narcissistic lizards who are always running the operation. And there was something that was going on across the street. There had been some kind of crisis, and a woman had ran out of the house acting like she was in distress and in fear of her life, and she had called the cops for whatever situation those people that I don't even know had going on. And while the cops were driving past here trying to stalk me, she ran out to the car thinking it was for them, all freaking out and panicked, and they told her, "Look, lady, we're not here for your address," and left the woman standing in the street while and they went past no less than twice. I believe they were coming a third time as I decided to come in and call the pastor who I had a conversation with the night before, which kind of triggered this whole thing. And then I called UN Mission of Foreign Affairs, the Kingdom of Bahrain, with 2 recorded calls that I posted, and I have caused a whole bunch of fucking shit for the United States of America, who is too dumb to know that they're dumb and too ignorant and arrogant to learn anything. First of all, they put a Sunni Muslim cop in a headscarf wearing a Luciferian Freemasonic uniform, which invalidates the Islamic scarf, on the bus to kidnap me, okay, not realizing that I'm a Shia. And it is Sunni Muslims that are slaughtering Shias all over the world. And that it is the United States of America that is recruiting them up like flies on shit and dressing them up in a Luciferian Freemasonic uniform to target Shia Muslims. So, that really blew up in America's face really bad. It caused a huge international and national security crisis, again, which is what I was hoping to do. And it's been extremely embarrassing and extremely humiliating. And, this is all what Victoria was running from, why she came here in the first place. And none of that was new to you either. You knew that just as much as she knew what you and her had agreed on as far as the arrangement before she came. And to just expect that somebody's just going to run in nothing but the clothes that they're standing in and come all the way across the nation to an unfamiliar place where they know nobody and they have nowhere to go, and they're just supposed to snap out of it because now all their problems just went away. That's really unrealistic, and it's unfair, and it's really narcissistic and arrogant.
So do you know where she's living now?
I don't want to share that information because it's not my business to tell.
I just wanted to know if she's still in Michigan.
Well, I don't want to share somebody else's personal business that I know they don't want shared. So, have you tried to call her anymore and ask her?
No, we haven't talked in a couple months. She said she was going to send me an address where I could forward her stuff, and she never did.
Well, I do know that she does not want the garbage in that box. This I do know. And she said, okay, as far as the tablets, she said one of the tablets you had given her.
Yes.
Okay, and from what I understand, unless things changed at some point after she had told me this, it didn't work. It was too slow. It was a piece of junk, and she wasn't using it. And the case was the same with another tablet that she had gotten brand new for free when you get the free phone or whatever it is. And she said that one was also a piece of crap, and it was too slow, and she wasn't interested in using it. As far as her laptop or her computer, she left that in New York because it wasn't actually hers. It was Rich's computer that Rich bought. That's only theirs for as long as she was willing to be there, and as part of his household as a couple. But it's not like it was hers and she could take it with her. But other than that, I don't know, but I don't think she's ever going to be all right.
Okay.
I don't think she's ever going to be all right. And she is not exempt from charges in this investigation. Okay? And I don't think she's ever going to be all right.
It's too bad.
Well, it's
she is a nice lady.
Well, the problem is, she's a chronic pathological liar. And as much of a victim as she is, she's still a chronic pathological liar. And she has lied in what has been a very serious criminal investigation. And she has put people's lives in danger. And there's more to it. That's not what nice, good people do. Put it that way. So, just like God said, everybody will get their due justice. And I am the one that has made sure I've sacrificed my life to make sure that happens, and that's why my life is the circumstances that it is, and that is why I am here in the United States of America. For that reason and that reason only. And everybody is getting their fair due justice. Everybody. Thousands of people are going down in this. And it has been my greatest honor, my pleasure, and it will be my legacy that will live on throughout history until the end of time at the expense of 338 million Americans and their mutant diseased children and grandchildren who will never ever have a chance in this lifetime because I took all their chances and I gave them away for free to all of America's most hated and most feared enemies. And there ain't a goddamn thing that the United States of America can do about it except try to kill me and kidnap me, which they have not had the necessary power or protection to pull off yet. And that's what was going on with those 2 assassination attempts that I survived right there at your house. While I was being nuked from the inside out with America's satellite electromagnetic weapons of mass destruction being operated from the military compound on Mound Road behind a DARPA supercomputer, a DARPA military supercomputer. While Victoria, the first time Victoria was on the phone all night long with UN Mission of Foreign Affairs to China, Russia, Kingdom of Bahrain, okay, and she was recording the events to them as they were happening. That was the first time when they started targeting me and hitting me with the weapons while we were at that baseball game. And then the next time was when I nearly died in front of your face on your living room floor there. And that's the same thing that was going on when Geneva called you to come take me to Ascension's Hospital in 2023. And then when that failed, that's when the Centerline PD, Department of Defense, came in my apartment, unlawfully entered with their key, and literally kidnapped me on a 13-minute video with another agent on one line and Victoria on another. And guess what? I was my security detail was at the hospital before we were. I was treated for severe dehydration and malnutrition, and I was released within a couple hours, safe to go home, cleared of any kind of mental issues. Okay, and so then that's when 10 days later, okay, they manufactured a warrant for a crime that never happened, and they set me up to kidnap me, and that grossly and seriously backfired on them too, and it all worked out to serve my self-serving interest for my own agenda. So none of this is, I had told you all of this. Stuart, you knew all about this for all these years that you had been coming to my home. When I thought we were like actual friends, when you were coming to my home once or twice a month for dinner and things like that. This is why I was using your address for mail. This is why I was giving you money to order the things that I cannot order, because your government steals my money and deletes the order completely, all evidence of it from all sides. Okay, this is the reason why, and I've been telling you this for years, and I quite honestly was surprised that you went along with it and let Victoria come in light of everything that you did know. But you did, so... it goes two ways. Just like she knew the arrangement before she came, so did you. It goes two ways. This is not a nation of good people. Let me tell you that. Matter of fact, it's not even a nation. It's a corporation. And the people are corporate property. They're bank collateral, and that's why you have serial numbers on your birth certificate. You are a piece of corporate property, bank collateral, owned by the Bank of England, which is owned by the Vatican, which is controlled by my dad's side of the family. So, it's not entirely her fault. What she did to me is entirely her fault, okay? Because, she didn't contact me from the start, going back almost 5 years ago, with honesty, okay? And, it's called contracted role-playing. There's a FISA Patriot Act operation, CIA, Scientology, and Department of Defense Patriot Act operation that is called targeted individuals, and they have targeted individual role players, okay? And, I am never ever alone, even when I'm alone. And it doesn't matter how good the role playing is. If I can't see through the role, then my security detail, who I am in constant communication with, does. And while I'm standing there in these people's faces, and all of your faces, and we're having conversations while we're looking right at each other, having a two-way private conversation between us, what none of you people understand is I have a whole separate additional conversation, silent conversation going on by artificial telepathy and neurointerfacing with DARPA satellite supercomputer technology that none of you have the necessary security clearance to even know exist. And the public didn't know exist until I started exploiting it 7 years ago in 2018. So, I know we are everybody and we are everywhere. Okay? And often we are never the same people twice. And I really kind of hoped when you had to make me like those unrealistic, ridiculous numbers of psych evaluations that I have to shove in Americans' faces everywhere I go to shut them up with their narcissistic gaslighting and their victim shaming as the kidnapping, human trafficking terrorists that these Americans are. Okay, I kind of hoped that when you yourself did read that you would have stopped trying to gaslight me and insult my intelligence with your ignorance and your narcissism. And I had really hoped that you would start to give me the credibility that I deserved, and I was hoping that you would make that obligated call to law enforcement to report the knowledge and information with all the full details of the crimes of kidnapping, human trafficking, murder, and terrorism that you do know, and that you know from me. And then you sat there and you gaslit Victoria. You gaslit me behind my back while gaslighting her to her face by telling her you don't believe all this missing person stuff and you don't believe it's true. A conversation you previously denied to me that you ever had. You said that you never said you don't believe I'm Interpol. I'm Global Missing Persons Alert, Interpol Yellow Notice number 21-22733, and yes, you did. You did it behind my back, and you did it with Victoria, who wasted no time to inform me because that's what she was supposed to do because she was here as a contracted operative for us. And do you know somebody named Randy Romaine? Do you know a Randy Romaine?
The name does not ring a bell.
Well, he knows you. I have a photo of him. I can find it later and send it to you, but he knows you. Anyways,
okay.
and he knows Gary Shelburne, Kimberly Ann White, FBI. He knows that's the group he's in. His wife. What is his wife's name? Helen? No. It's not. I don't think it's Helen. Shit, I can't think of the wife's name right now. Randy Romaine, and what is his wife's name? Elaine, no. I have it saved somewhere. But anyways, him and the wife are both federal agents, and Kimberly Ann White and Tim Young, the ones who right there in Wanda Estates, 2 blocks over from you, on the Clinton River, nailed that woodpecker to the tree upside down as a symbolic message to me back in 2020. Him and the wife are with them. Randy Romaine. What? Let me look and see if I can find this human trafficking terrorist name. You know what? I think I know where I have it. But they know he knows you. I know he knows you. And I assume if he does, the wife does. Randy. No. How is Ken? Have you seen him?
Outside of just waving hello to each other, I haven't really had anything to do with him. I saw him putting up Christmas lights today.
Oh, he always takes such nice care of his home. He's good people. Ken is really, really good people. Oh. Okay. Oh, let me see. Holly, that's the name. Holly Romaine. And
I know Holly Romaine.
And her maiden name is Nelson.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay, well, now you do.
She works at my company. I don't know her very well.
Oh. She worked at your company?
She works there now.
Oh, well, that's real interesting. Very interesting. I thought your brother was coming in October. He didn't make it?
Well, he was going to come, and I got COVID. So we postponed it.
You know, the Russian military uncovered no less than 43 U.S. Department of Defense bioterrorism labs in Ukraine stocked to the gill with numerous and various strains of COVID-19 and AIDS, HIV, and non, that the American public is trying to hide. That's what's really going on in Ukraine. And that's why, that's what's really going. This is it. This is it for America. This is it. Your American dream is over. This is it. Trilateral Commission unleashed this biowarfare operation on the whole world. And couldn't have worked out more beautiful. It couldn't have worked out more beautiful. So, okay. I'm going to go. If I do talk to Victoria again, which I'm not necessarily, I don't really have any reason to talk to her, but if I do, things may change. If I do, is there anything you want me to tell her?
Well, you can ask what I should do with her stuff, and tell her that I'm sorry things didn't work out, and if she ever wants to talk, I'm available, risk-free.
All right, I'm going to let you go, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.